Today, I'm going to be making oatmeal caramel bars. This recipe comes from the Southern Living 1985 annual recipe book. So it's really cool. You can get these for different years. I guess there's one for every year. And all of their recipes are in here month by month. And so you can go to the back of the book and you can look up specific things if you're interested in a specific recipe. Or it'll give you, like, it seems like there was here's the title, but it also gave me, it seems like if holiday dessert, stuff like that. So this just looked good to me. So what we're going to need is you need one 14-ounce package of caramels. Now these, if you buy the caramel bits from the baking aisle, this is an 11-ounce bag, so you'll either need to buy 2 of those, or we just happen to have some of the Brock's caramels left over from a previous recipe. So Kevin weighed these out, and so the 11 plus this, we have our total of 14 ounces of caramels. You need a 1/3 cup of milk, 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of regular oats uncooked, and I use the Quaker oats, the quick oats, and so that's what this is. You need 1.5 cups of firmly packed brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and then half a teaspoon of salt. You need 1 egg slightly beaten, so I just broke up the yolk. You need 1 cup of butter or margarine, and it needs to be softened. You need a 12-ounce package of semi-sweet chocolate morsels. Now this is where I'm going to differ from them. I like the Guittard milk chocolate, so we're not going for semi-sweet, we're going for milk chocolate. And this is an 11.5 instead of 12-ounce package. That's just how it comes. And then you need 1 cup of chopped pecans. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take your caramels and your milk, and you want to put them in a saucepan, and you want to cook them over low heat, stirring constantly until the caramels melt. And then once they melt, you want to take this off the heat and set it to the side. Our caramels have melted, so we took it off the heat, and we're going to set that to the side, and you're just going to leave it there. We want to combine our flour, all of our dry ingredients. So and you could probably do this by hand. That's the flour and the sugar. You could probably do this by hand, but we're using the mixer just because it's easier for me. And I think the cleanup is really easy. You know, this mixer, you only have the paddle and you have the bowl, and so I just think it's nice. So you just want to combine these together. You want to combine your butter and the egg, and you want to mix this together until it is crumbly. Our mixture here, and we also have a 9 by 13 inch pan. This is a cake pan. You could also use like a lasagna pan if you wanted to. You want to spray it or use parchment paper. I'm using parchment paper. Set your oven to 350 degrees, and what we're going to do is we're going to take half of this mixture. Of course, I'm just going to eyeball it like I do. We're going to take half of this mixture and put it in the bottom of our pan. Okay, that looks good to me. So now we want to put this in the oven and let it bake at 350 for 10 minutes. This was in for 10 minutes. So now you want to take your chocolate and pour it over the top and spread it out like this. Just make sure there's a little bit all over. Want to get some chocolate in every bite. And then you want to take your pecans and put those over the top. We're going to use them all. Now you want to take your caramel that you have left sitting, and it's gotten very thick, but you want to put your caramel over the top. Now I'm not going to spread that around. Well, I guess I could try, but I'm afraid if I try to spread it around too much, it's gonna pull up the chocolate and the pecans. I think it will. I'm gonna leave it alone. So now you want to take your remaining crumble here and you're gonna crumble it over the top of all of this. Now we're gonna put this back in the oven, and we're gonna set a timer for between 20 and 25 minutes. So I have set my timer for 22 minutes, and then we'll be back. So this is our bars. These are our bars, or they will be once we cut them. They were in for exactly 22 minutes. So now we just want to let them sit here on the counter to cool. I allowed this to cool on the counter, and then I put the whole thing in the refrigerator. So it's been in the refrigerator for about 3 hours. And it looks like it's set up really nice. It looks like the caramel has completely cooled. So you're supposed to get like 3 dozen pieces. So those are going to be very small pieces, but I'm just gonna cut it the way I'm gonna cut it. And we'll see how many I get with the pieces the way that I cut it. I'm sure that I won't get as many as they want me to. Okay, I'm gonna grab one from the middle just so we can see how it looks. Oh yeah, looks great. And I can smell that chocolate. What is so funny is because I went to this book, the Southern Living 1985 Annual Recipes, and I was looking for a recipe that, you know, I wanted to make, and this one called out to me. I told Kevin what was hilarious is that this is from a lady in Owensboro, Kentucky. Of all the states, Owensboro, Kentucky. So it is Mrs. Charles DeHaven in Owensboro, Kentucky. You are supposed to get 3 dozen, and it actually says bake at 350, and then you cool it and cut it into bars, and then you put it in the refrigerator.
Probably easier to cut.
It'd probably be easier to cut. I did the opposite. I put it in the refrigerator and then cut it, but you saw, I mean, yeah, it's a little harder to cut, but you can still cut it. And it's saying for chill for 8 hours.
If you were trying to cut those in a pan though, it would have been much harder.
Oh yes. Yes.
So the parchment paper, pull it right out, makes it so much
Parchment paper is wonderful. And in this book too, I wanted to tell you before I forget, in the beginning of the video, I was trying to show you, but they have it split up in the back of the months. So, you know, this is Southern Living is a magazine, and so it comes out every month. And so in the back, you can go, like I went to, I probably went to October and was looking at recipes for October, and this might have been one of those. And that's how I happened upon this one in particular. So I like it that these books are split up that way as well. So are you ready? I got us an end, but then I also got one of those middle pieces too.
Grab whatever piece you want.
This one.
I don't care.
Okay, now keep in mind, she used, Mrs. Charles DeHaven used semi-sweet chocolate, and I'm using milk chocolate. Very oaty.
Mm-hmm. I said a lot of the chocolate and the caramel do that.
Mm-hmm.
I got an edge piece.
Mm-hmm.
So the edge is really like a thick caramel.
Uh-huh. Because I'm not getting as much caramel in mine.
Mine didn't have hardly any chocolate.
Mm. Okay. I'm going to try an edge piece. My piece was from the middle, and it mainly tastes like oats and chocolate.
Mm-hmm. Even the edge is mostly oats and chocolate. It's good though.
You said you didn't get any chocolate.
The first bite I took was chocolate.
Mm.
Yeah, you would think the caramel would be a lot stronger though, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's there, but it's more of a texture than anything.
Mm-hmm. I do love the caramel though.
Mm-hmm.
When you get a bite with it, it's delicious. And I'm sure that has it.
The center is a lot looser too.
Oh yeah, this is compressed. On that,
Like,
well, you saw that I pressed it in that pan.
Well, the center has, I don't know, it just tends to come apart a little easier. Mm-hmm. The edges are really stuck together and glued together with that caramel.
Mm-hmm.
That's good with the chocolate.
I think these would be good for a party.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can hold it in your hand. You can grab one. It makes so many. I got like 40 pieces. It makes so many that this would be perfect for one of those 3-tier trays because
mm-hmm.
you're going to fill it up.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I like this.
I like it too. It's not overly sweet.
No, not as sweet as you would think.
No.
I wish we'd taken a little of that Malden salt. Is it Malden?
Yes.
Flake salt. I wish we'd sprinkled some of that over top of the caramel. I'm always a salt fanatic.
I would have done that if you had.
I didn't even think about it until I've been eating them, and now it's like I wish it had a little bit of salt on that caramel.
Well,
that would have been awesome.
You know, we did put salt, but we only put a half a teaspoon for this whole recipe. So it's not like it was salted caramel or sea salt caramel.
But that would have been those little spots of caramel spots of salt.
That would have been wonderful.
Would have been really, really good.
Yeah, it really would have been wonderful. And the pecans, I didn't mention the pecans. You do taste the pecans. You get a lot of the texture of the pecans.
Mm-hmm. I got more texture than flavor.
But mainly, this is an oat
chocolate
dessert. Is what I would call
this. Yeah, literally. It's good though. I like it.
Yeah, so this was a fun one to do, fun one to come across. Mm-hmm. We like bars. Bars are always nice, and they're easy and all that. So you'll have to let me know if you've ever made anything like this. I'm sure you could easily substitute the peanut,
do butterscotch chips or whatever.
Yeah, you could do white chips instead of milk chocolate chips. You could do semi-sweet. You could do butterscotch. They make cream cheese chips. Mm-hmm. You know, there's lots of things. You could probably even substitute the chips for the mini M&Ms or Reese's Pieces or anything like that.
Anything that goes with caramel.
Yes, exactly. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.